You can see that fan's running. That fan there is not. Now with the air conditioner on, they both should be running together. One thing you can do, just a quick way to check these things. If you got one fan running, one fan's not. This is not 100%. Now, if the brushes are sticking in the motor, is usually what happens when the motor gets old and it stops working. One way you can check real easy, just tap on it. And pops on. It's working. Now the motor is still going to need to be replaced. In this case, I'm going to replace the whole fan assembly, just because the shroud and blade and motor and everything, I was able to get a better deal on it. But that's just a quick little way to check it. You got something like that going on, one fan working, one fan not, just to kind of rule out the relays and things like that real quick. Just tap on the motor, and what I'm going to do is open this motor up, and I'll show you what the brushes and the windings and everything look like and why these motors fail. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. This is pretty much the fan motor taken apart. You can see the little connector. It actually plugs right onto the back of here, which is the backing plate, which contains these brushes. And what they're little, they call them brushes, but they're little carbon pieces similar to what a pencil lead's made of, and they conduct electricity pretty well. But you've got one side going to the over here to this connector, the negative, and one side going to the positive. And depending on which is which, it dictates the polarity of the motor, whether it spins this way or that way. But what I wanted to show you with the tap test that we were doing is these brushes, they have a lot of tension. They're spring loaded. I don't know if you can really see this or not, but there are little springs in there, and they move back and forth, and the springs keep tension basically. In there. Looks like that on the motor, and the springs keep tension on those brushes, and when they wear, the springs lose their tension, and the brushes, they get stuck back like that. And so if they're not touching, this motor will not spin. So when you tap on it, it rattles them loose and they touch. And that's basically why tapping on a motor, whether it be a fan motor, a starter, an alternator, and it starts charging again when you tap on it, this is basically the idea behind all of that. They all have something similar to this inside, and when they get old, they get worn down, and these springs don't have a lot of tension on them anymore. So you tap them, it snaps them back into place, and they work for a little while longer until they get stuck again. So basically that's what happens when a motor wears out. And technically you could just replace these brushes if you wanted to go through all that trouble, and that motor would work again. Well, until the bearings, of course, wore out. But by the time this happens with the brushes, the bearings are probably not too long for this world either. So that's pretty much why the fans and those electric motors fail right there most of the part. Either that or the bearings go out. But there it is. That's why the tap test works, folks. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe.